What's up, everybody? Verity back with another podcast today. And today we're going to be talking about like an up-and-coming artist whose trajectory is quite rapid. Quite recently, I'd say in the last year, or even like in the last 6 months, it's been quite big. So, Quadrin, would you say the first time you heard about Kid Laroi when you knew this guy is the real deal?
The first time I heard of him was one of the first podcasts we did a while ago, and Sam mentioned him, but I hadn't listened to the song because he had a song with Lil Tecca.
Yeah.
And I'd say that's about a year ago. It was called Diva, and
Okay.
I didn't listen to it, but Sam mentioned it, and then I thought I had to go and check it out. And I heard it, I realized how good it was, and then obviously the Addison Rae song that took him to
It went massive, yeah.
He's definitely. I'm not going to disrespect him and call him a TikTok artist, but his songs do very well on TikTok, and that's helped his growth. Definitely.
Yeah, that's true. So I'd say the first time I first heard about him when he released Let It Go. Was that before or after when his song with Lil Tecca?
After.
Oh, okay.
That's when he started working with Cole Bennett, so he's making Lyrical Lemonade videos, so Cole Bennett's like one of the main directors in America when it comes to urban hip hop. He produces them all. If you have a video from Cole Bennett, you're doing something right, basically. And and his music videos are solid as well.
Yeah, so I'd say his biggest achievement when he went from big to how he is now was probably
he's global now. I think where he is right now is where many artists couldn't even dream of being, and he's only going to get further. I do think he'll be one of the biggest in the world one day.
And
he's
only
so
17.
commercial.
He's still only so scary. Yeah. I'd say when he exploded though, it was after the album, F Love, was it in June?
Yeah.
Around it was in the summertime, isn't it? So,
actually, no, wait. Yeah, and then he released the deluxe a couple months ago.
Yeah, that was the first time I don't really do this with artists. I remember you saying you're a fake fan if you don't do this, but he was the one artist I listened to his album from start to finish.
Yeah,
so,
you could tell you say you listen to an album fully.
Yeah, because he's one of those because he's always telling a story in his music, so it's you want to listen to the whole story rather than just vibe with the music, isn't it?
Yeah, I've always said I love singers, but then I also love something about people who can sing but then also can't sing. So they can hit certain notes but they're not hitting the notes perfectly. So when you mix it with auto-tune, it sounds amazing. Because he's not a singer in terms of... hold on a minute. Yo, can you still hear me?
Yeah, we should edit that bit out.
Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, he can sing, but not in terms of Adele or Ariana Grande. Not that type of singing. But he's a singer, and I think it's good.
Yeah, I'd say another massive point for him was when he made the collaboration with Juice WRLD.
Some people argue that he wouldn't be as big as he was if it wasn't for the Juice WRLD feature, because when he made the song with Juice WRLD was one of the biggest in the world. That's just that song was on his album as well, So.
Yeah, and it was massive as well because in the recent podcast we're talking about how sometimes, a lot of the time, artists' music becomes even bigger after they're no longer here. Yeah, so the fact he released Go when Juice WRLD wasn't alive anymore, probably a factor why he even grew even bigger because of that.
Yeah, definitely. But you can't take away from his talent, though. Definitely.
Yeah. He just took it. He had an opportunity and he took it. His talent.
Exactly.
No argument about that.
Juice gave him the opportunity because they were friends with each other. So because people forget, Juice WRLD was only, I think, 21, 20. So he wasn't. They would have got along to a certain degree, even because of age.
Yeah. That's with a lot of things as well. You need to a lot of people, I'm sure, really talented. They don't have the exposure, opportunity to have that platform.
Yeah, and I'm not annoyed at all because some people, they get the exposure and they deserve it. They definitely deserve it.
Yeah.
But I'll ask, because we were talking about this in the X video, XXX, and we talk about skits in songs.
Yeah.
In albums. How effective do you think his were in the album? Because to me, there were some of the most effective ones. The skits genuinely enhance the album and the experience of listening to the whole album.
Yeah, and
I think the story.
the biggest thing for me that stood out in the skits is like it came out as really honest. Like,
And
I think
really
from
raw as well.
I think it was quite obvious from like the skits that a lot of the stuff, not necessarily all of it, but there's a big part of it that he was saying in the reason his relationship broke down was because of his fault, which I think takes a lot of guts for an artist to put out there and say literally through a skit, this is what happened, and act that out.
Yeah, exactly. 100%, I'll agree with that. And yeah, so overall with the skits, I'd say they enhance the album. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 skits in the whole thing, and yeah, they're solid, to be honest. What about the song? It's the second song on the album, Maybe. Where'd you put Maybe? Like, where'd you rank it? How good do you think it was?
The thing is, with the whole album, I think there's not a song in there that I don't really like put up there. So I think all the songs are bangers on there. Maybe I'd say one of quite like Tragic, to be fair.
Tragic, yeah, that was on the that was on the deluxe version. So yeah, I haven't got that on the screen right now, but it's part of the album. It still counts as part of the album. I like Tragic, Pikachu, and then Need You Most. That's probably one of my favorites.
Even like Tell Me Why or Ratio.
Yeah.
But
this is the thing, like, if someone said to me, "There's this Kid Laroi song that I listen to all the time," it wouldn't surprise me. It literally could be any song, and I wouldn't be like, "You chose that song." It's not like that, is it? It's like, fair enough, because that could have been in my top 2 as well.
Yeah, because like the first song, like our first like put on repeat was Without Me. I think that's like the one that is most known from this album. But like, when you start going through the album, you realize like you listen to like Soda and you hear all the rest of them, and you realize that all of them are on the same sort of level, which is quite rare. An album, you have a lot of artists that produce like a really top hit, and then the rest of the album just can't follow it.
Yeah, do you know what people aren't focusing on? People like tend to stray away from this fact is it's a debut album, it's his first ever album, and he came out with this. So imagine what he's going to bring out in the future. And I personally believe he's not one of those artists who are going to decline. I think he can only get better from the type of music he makes, because he doesn't make hype music. Do you understand? So there's many artists who make music which is just good for the times. Like okay, you know how shouting on a song was really good at one point and everyone would listen to it, and then there was a point when you just say stupid lyrics over a good beat, and then that would do good for a while. He's not making that type of music. He's making music that's going to last long. So you'll probably come back to this album in 2 years' time and be like, I want to listen to it again, and it won't sound out of date. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think also it's like, obviously it's very early to say, but we're talking before on another podcast about legacy, and a lot of artists you see they're putting out songs, but there's no real meaning to it. I think the fact so far everything he's put out there seems to be related to his life. This is what's going to keep like bringing people back to old albums, because they can learn about a different part of his life or how it developed. I think that's key bit in building a legacy, where you can show a story within songs, within albums, but also within like different albums from the next album to the next album, 5-10 years on from each other.
Yeah, facts. I don't know what he should do. Like, I can't really give a solution on this, but I hope he can change it up in some way, because people are definitely going to be critical and say he's starting to sound the same on every song, which I don't even have a problem with if he did, and I personally don't think he does, but I can understand where that point comes from. Don't agree with it, but you know, music's opinionated, so everyone's going to say their own thing. So, and I know he can rap. I think he can rap. He definitely can rap.
Yeah, he's got the voice for it. Yeah.
On Tragic, like part of it, he's not singing the whole way. Part of it, he is actually rapping. So, and I remember when he first came through in the industry, he was classed as a rapper. So, I think he could definitely change it up, and I don't think he'll lose fans if he changed it up. Because that's the only issue. It's not his fault. It's just, you know, listeners, they just criticize for everything. They'll say, all these songs are about the same thing, and they all sound the same thing. So, but I think he's got the ability to change it up, so that's why I think he'll be there for a long time.
Yeah, but the thing is,
I think he'll get a big feature as well one day, like a big feature.
Yeah.
Like, I know he's had Juice WRLD, but I'm talking like an Ed Sheeran or someone, you know, someone massive.
Yeah, like considering how young he is, there's scope for that in his career. But
there's so many years left, so many.
But like how you were saying about all of this, some critics say that all his songs sound the same. The fact is, most songs that exist are based on heartbreak or love, that sort of thing. Anyway, it's quite funny actually, because I remember, like, I think it was you saying to me that, like, another friend of ours said he's got a new girlfriend, so it'd probably be like a year or whenever they break up, another banging album's gonna come out.
It's actually a fact. Yeah, fact.
Yeah,
because that's when you roll emotions in the music. So that's why I don't have an issue, because you feel the music more than any other music. Because you can tell he doesn't just go into the studio and just throw anything out there. He's genuinely saying what's in his head and what he means, you know.
Yeah.
It adds an authenticity to his music, which I think so many artists lack. And I think he's got every single attribute. The only thing is, I've seen in interviews, but
he's not even our age.
You know, if you get shoved onto interviews.
Yeah, he's younger than.
He's like, yeah, right.
Yeah, younger than you, 2 years younger than me.
If you just got shoved on TV, it's going to be different. But I just think he'll be here for a long time.
Yeah,
we literally made a video on it.
Yeah, but I think even like the fact he turns up to these interviews like he's lying on his bed, I think it's quite nice. It shows so much about his personality.
I think it motivates a lot.
The big thing about the art
of kids.
Yeah, it's a big thing about the artist. You want to
staying a kid.
You want to relate to him. Like, you don't want someone who's just media trained, like says what. They're trying to like convey, like, you know, with him everything is genuine so far.
Yeah, no, that's true. I just think when he gets that Billboard song, and that's it. I'm not sure he has got Bill. What would you rate the album?
Like a big thing.
Yeah. No, I get that. I'd probably give it. I'll probably give it a 7.5 because I know he's definitely got bigger albums to come, and he's got albums which are gonna literally take over the world one day.
Yeah,
I rate him.
That's the scary bit.
I definitely rate him so much. Eventually, people are just gonna have to respect him. That he's gonna do the numbers where you've got no. I mean, he's doing bigger numbers than some artists that you don't think. But when you actually look into the numbers, he's doing more numbers than them.
Yeah, so, it's the way he's got exposure all around the world as well. Like, he's from Australia. He's got a big fan base already in America. It's already growing in the UK.
Yeah, the whole of Australia loves him. He's basically the Australian fans are just always going to be there for him because he's, you know, homegrown. And then you've got to mix it with America. And look, we're in the UK. Everyone in the UK knows him. He is worldwide already. So yeah, I think he smashed it. I give it a 7.5.
Yeah, I think the way we're talking about him, considering we're not even from the same country as him, says everything you need to know how people in Australia would be rating him right now.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine how many kids just looking up to it. He's an idol, basically. Technically, let's not lie. The kids in Australia.
Yeah. And even the fact his name is based on, what was it? His name based on the tribe, one of the tribes in Australia.
Well, yeah, Laroi. It's Australian.
Yeah, so it's actually got a deeper, like, a meaning relating to Australia.
Yeah, he'll never lose his Australian roots basically because of his name.
Yeah,
he can lose his accent, but he's still got the name. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the album review for the Kid Laroi. Yeah. I gave it a 7.5. Ali, what did you give it?
I'll give it an 8.
Right, 7.5 and 8. That's for the Kid Laroi one.
Whoever has this album,
brings out another one.
Go and listen to it.
Yeah, facts. Definitely. I'd say it's an all-day vibe. Definitely would hit better at night time. One of those type of albums. It'd be good at night to listen to. But yeah, we're definitely I'm gonna be doing a bunch of these album reviews. Literally any artist that we like and we've listened to an album, I'm just gonna literally release an album review because we think it's just so easy to talk about, and I think it's interesting to listen to as well. So yeah, you got any last words?
If anyone's got any like requests for artists they want us to do a podcast on, just let us know.
Yeah, drop it down in the comments and make sure to subscribe as well.
Smash the like button while you're there.
Yeah, we want to get to like 100 subscribers ASAP, and then we just want to keep growing basically. And hopefully, I don't know, we're just going to keep trying to up the content of the videos basically, and the quality and the quantity and everything. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed the video, and we're going to be here next time. So just make sure to check the channel tomorrow, and yeah, we'll see another video.